We have seen it before when a judge goes easy on a sexual assault case. First a Stanford swimmer, now an Illinois teen. With me live tonight, 16-year-old Cameron Vaughn, who says she's been victimized by both her attacker and the judge. Also tonight, memo to would-be carjackers. Stay away from daycare centers, please, but especially ones owned by a man who used to tackle NFL players for a living. You're about to see him in action. Plus, are you ready to rumble? Because these inmates are not. They're forced into fighting, and it gets out of control in New York's most notorious jail. You're going to see it for yourself. Plus, a heartfelt message from Harmony Montgomery's little baby brother.
Harmony, it's me, your brother.
All ahead tonight on Banfield. Welcome to Banfield. First, it was Stanford swimmer Brock Turner, whose judge decided he shouldn't be jailed long for sexually assaulting an unconscious woman behind a dumpster. Now comes Illinois Judge Robert Adrian of Adams County. Judge Adrian was bound by law to sentence an 18-year-old man to at least 4 years in prison for having sex with a 16-year-old girl who was unconscious at a graduation party. That girl, Cameron Vaughn, says she awoke to a pillow covering her face and 18-year-old Drew Clinton having sex with her. The judge himself convicted Drew of sexual assault, but when it came time to sentence Drew, the judge had second thoughts. He figured Drew had only just turned 18 weeks before the attack, and that had to count for something. He also figured Cameron Vaughn, the 16-year-old victim, had made bad choices that night, including drinking and swimming in her underwear. Considering the attacker had no criminal record, the judge said this about the mandatory 4-year minimum sentence that he was, again, bound to impose. That's not just. There is no way for what happened in this case that this teenager should go to the Department of Corrections. I will not do that. The judge added that this is what happens when, quote, we have people, adults, having parties for teenagers, and they allow co-eds and female people to swim in their underwear in their swimming pools. And no, underwear is not the same as swimming suits, the judge added. Female people and co-eds, don't let them swim in your pool while drinking, because if they get raped, it's your fault or her fault, but it's not the rapist's fault. As if this weren't stunning enough. Yeah, I know, there's more. Here's what the judge actually decided to do to get himself out of that mandatory sentencing pickle. He just threw the conviction out, wiped his hands of it, saying, you know, if I ease up on that 4-year minimum, that could be appealed on constitutional grounds. Heavens to Betsy. So the judge just went ahead and decided to blame the prosecutors in all of this for not meeting their burden of proof. Drew Clinton's conviction was reversed. I did mention that this was a bench trial, right? Right? Because that's where there is no jury in the room. It is the judge himself or herself who actually goes ahead and renders the verdict. So Judge Robert Adrian was the actual person who convicted Drew Clinton in the first place, you know, with that pesky standard that we have, beyond a reasonable doubt. So let that all sink in. Joining me now is Cameron Vaughn. She is the teenager, the victim at the center of this case, and was in the courtroom when her attacker was freed. Her dad, Scott Vaughn, is also with me tonight. Thank you to both of you for doing this. I know this is not easy. It never is, and I assume that you both have said in the past this would never be you. And here you are. Cameron, let me begin with you. That moment in the courtroom where you heard the judge just erase everything that had been done and get rid of that conviction.
I'm sorry, I really could not hear what you said. Something just fell and it distracted me.
Oh, you know, I was just wondering what your reaction was in the courtroom the moment Judge Adrian did that.
I immediately had to stand up and leave the courtroom and go straight to the bathroom, completely shocked. And I just I've not cried that hard in a very long time. And it really just hit hard.
Scott, I'm trying to think of what it would have been like in the shoes of the father. That's you. Did you want to go after Drew Clinton, her assailant, first, or did you want to go after Judge Adrian?
That's it was also so stunning and so shocking. Anger was there, but the sadness is what really hit home. The stuff that we had went through the last months leading up to this. The anger hit, and I wouldn't say it was necessarily pointed at anybody, mainly the judge and just the way he was able to manipulate the system. So,
I can also imagine that amongst the emotions of anger, there was also kind of disbelief. Did you have to sort of check, with a legal expert to find out what the heck just happened?
Yeah, I immediately, as I was unfortunately escorted out of the courtroom, I immediately went to the parking lot of the courthouse and immediately called our family attorney. And with it being a bench trial, obviously a lot of our hands are kind of tied with it. My wife was able to sit with Cameron and go over with the state's attorney. Basically, there was no options for us. With it being a bench trial, the only option we had at that time would be a civil suit.
So that would be a natural next question, Scott. Is that in the works, a civil suit? And if so, you really struggle to sue a judge. It's next to impossible, but you can certainly sue another civil party.
Yeah, we're not going that route. What we're looking for is justice for that judge. Obviously, something to happen. We don't know what, but with Cameron being able to get her story out there, we've had a lot of support, and we're just hoping that this judge will answer for what he's done. I would like an answer myself. Like, just tell me, how can you gave us a guilty verdict? The evidence was there. Enough for you to say guilty. What in 3 months has changed your mind?
Right. No, what in 3 months? Precisely. I think it's that, like I said, that pesky 4-year minimum sentence he was bound to give if he was going to sentence at all. And he obviously was rethinking what that meant and didn't like it. Cameron, it's astounding what happens on social media in the best of times. I can only imagine that you are fighting, an onslaught of people who are not kind. I hope you're getting an onslaught of people who are very supportive. What is it like for you right now? In your community, among your friends, among your neighbors, townspeople, social media?
I have a lot of support. Obviously, there's so many messages I've been getting, kind ones and not kind ones. And I just try to ignore all the ones that are like claiming that Drew's not guilty, I guess. And it's just 'cause I know the truth. Everybody else, lots of people know the truth. And it's just because if a couple people aren't on my side, I still have thousands of text messages and people reaching out and telling their stories to me. And I have the whole community on my back and everything. It's a little overwhelming, but at the same time, it's just feels nice knowing that I have people on my back.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let me tell you, you are far more mature than a lot of people, that are a lot older than you. This is a lot that you've been through. First of all, the crime, and then we can't call it resolution. It really isn't a resolution. But Cameron, listen, you were probably around 9 years old, I think, back in 2016 when the Stanford rape case happened. And during that case, I covered that case on CNN. And the victim of Brock Turner, Chanel Miller, she's public. She's come out in public with her name. Otherwise, I would never name her. She wrote the most profound letter to Brock Turner and presented it to the court. And I took the entire hour of my show and I read her letter straight to camera. And I wanted to just play a moment of that for you because you were so young. I don't think you would have been watching. Your dad might remember this, but I want to play that moment of what Chanel Miller said to her attacker in court, and I'll ask you something about it on the other side. Take a look. I was found unconscious with my hair disheveled, long necklace wrapped around my neck, bra pulled out of my dress, dress pulled off over my shoulders and pulled up above my waist, that I was butt naked all the way down to my boots, legs spread apart, and had been penetrated by a foreign object by someone I did not recognize. The horrendous description that she, made public to everyone with that letter, it resonated, and it got that judge booted. I mean, Aaron Persky, the judge in the case, who decided that only a couple of months of prison was enough for that attacker, he lost his job. He was recalled by the electors. Would you like to see something similar happen in your case, Cameron?
I would. I really don't think that Judge Adrian even deserves his role that he has as a judge. I feel like he's just not responsible enough for it, because what he says just sounds ridiculous towards everything he said in my whole case.
And Scott, he's been demoted. We learned today that he's been taken off the criminal bench. He will preside over nothing felonious at all. He's, relegated to traffic and minor incidents, but he's still on the bench. I want to know how you feel about that.
Honestly, I feel good that, that Adams County and his superiors are taking action. I understand from what I have spoken with my family lawyers that they just can't fire him because he's an elected official. Not sure all the ins and outs of that, but I'm not 100% happy. No, I want to see him. I would like to see him resign. I want him to go in public and apologize, which, we probably will never see, but I would love to see him simply off the bench 100%.
It's a little astounding. There was even more court action that I just learned about today, and that was that the judge decided to throw a prosecutor out of the courtroom. That prosecutor's name is Josh Jones, and he was I believe, either lead chair or second chair on this case, and his infraction that brought him this punishment of being thrown out of Judge Adrian's court was that he had liked a Facebook post publishing an article saying it's time to get tough on sexual offenses. Cameron, what are your thoughts? I'm just going to read this response by the prosecutors. There have been multiple questions about the judge's actions in this case and in removing an attorney from the courtroom for a like of a social media post. What's your reaction to that?
I really just thought the judge has been super immature about everything, and then him throwing him out shows how immature he is. Like, it's just making it look worse on him at this point.
So the offender in this case, Drew Clinton, you didn't know him before this party, this graduation party. You met him at the party. Can you walk me through that evening?
So we were all at the party, and Thomas came up to one of my friends, Thomas. He came up to me and was like, Drew said he wants to get with one of the Cammys tonight because my best friend's name is also Cammy. And he was like, I want to get with one of them tonight. And Thomas came up to me and he's like, how do you feel about this? I told him, no, absolutely not. I would never get with him. And to make sure, he told Drew that. And so he did. And the other Cammy said the same thing. And then later on that night, Drew put his hand down Cammy's pants, and she was like, stop, don't do this to me. And then after all that happened, we kind of just breezed that off. And then we all went swimming, and that's when I blacked out. And then I woke up at Tom's house to Drew inside of me.
And a pillow. This was a distressing detail, a pillow over your face. Were you able to breathe?
No, I wasn't. I think that's why I woke up, because I could not breathe at all. So I had to move my head to the side. And then that's when I was trying to piece together what was going on. And I was like, stop. And he wouldn't. So I had to force him off of me. And then after I rolled onto the ground, he jumped up, pulled his pants up, and started playing video games as if he hadn't done anything. And then I pulled my pants back up and I left the room and went and found my friends and then instantly left.
At the time that you became conscious and realized what was happening, did you even know who this person was that was on you?
I didn't at first until I forced them off of me.
Scott, I can't even imagine, having to go through this case and go through this trial and go through this conviction and live these details and have your daughter living these details. As a father, I'm sure the fathers who are watching, the grandfathers who are watching, can't imagine how you're not, tearing your way through walls to get at the person your daughter says did this.
Yeah. I'm not going to say I don't want to, but that's what hurts the most in all of this and is the most aggravating, maybe might be the right word, is as a father, you want to protect your daughter. And when something like this happens, you want to, go after somebody physically. I mean, this, my pride and joy. And I put my trust in the system. I did everything by the book, with Cameron. We called the police. We answered any and all questions, submitted all DNA, did the rape kit. We did everything asked of us and put our trust in this judge. And now here we are again, having to basically relive the nightmares. And the only way that we can get justice is to tell the story. And the more and more that we tell the story, the more and more she has to live through this again and again, daily. We started to make amends. She was starting to recover from this. And this judge has just absolutely made this worse than it was even before. It's a travesty.
Doesn't help in the recovery. And in a way, Cameron, I applaud your heroics in being public about this, because this is something that does change systems. It does make a difference. People do listen. Authorities actually listen. I'm curious if Drew Clinton ever even uttered an apology of any kind to you.
Has he, or what would I do if he did?
Has he ever apologized?
No, he hasn't talked to me since it happened. He probably wouldn't want to, and I wouldn't want to hear his apology either. And
just so that I'm clear, Scott, did you say that you are considering a civil suit against against that particular person?
I don't think we're going to pursue that at this time. I just want her to be able to recover from this and get her word out there, and hopefully something happens with this judge. But I don't want Cameron to go through any more of this.
Well, I'm sending you my thoughts and my prayers, and for to be able to navigate this, certainly at your age, Cameron, and Scott, even at yours. Thank you both for telling your story and sharing this with everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cameron and Scott Vaughn joining us tonight. I should mention that Drew Clinton spent only a couple of months behind bars while he was awaiting sentencing, right? But that's it. That is it. A 4-year mandatory minimum. And that was it. Just a couple of months before. Now, no conviction at all. So nothing to worry about there. I want to bring in two people who know a lot about this story and a lot of stories like it. Megan Deuster House is the executive director of Quincy Area Network Against Domestic Abuse, and Stacy Honowitz is the assistant state attorney of the Sex Crime and Child Abuse Unit in Florida. Welcome to both of you. Stacy, first to you. The average person out there that doesn't know a lot about the law thinks, well, this can't be it. There has to be another bite at the apple. There has to be another crack. I mean, does that mean he just gets to walk free? So explain what the options for prosecutors are, please.
Well, like you heard the victim's father say, at this point, there are no options. This was a bench trial, and this judge decided to throw out the conviction. When you have a jury trial, if a jury comes back guilty, a judge can then have a judgment notwithstanding the verdict. The judge then can say, I think the evidence is contrary to what the jury found. In this case, he made the decision at first. He said, I'm convicting him. I find him guilty. And as you said, beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. And then he decided to throw the conviction out. And so right now, there are no options with regard to a criminal case. Now, on the civil side, of course, there could be a lawsuit against the individual who was originally convicted. But with regard to the criminal system and whether or not they can appeal this, this is where it stops. The action has to be towards the judge in what to do with him. And right now, he's been demoted, as you said. He is not hearing criminal cases. And what he has done is really set back all of these things that we've been talking about in sexual battery cases. We finally have come to the point where it's almost mainstream, not in the sense that these cases are mainstream, but that these victims are now finding a voice. They're coming forward. We've seen so many cases in the last couple of years. Something like this really sets a victim back and says, how can I come forward? How can I talk about this if it's all for naught? So this is a very sad day, a very sad circumstance, and hopefully some kind of action will take place.
Yeah, it's frustrating because it doesn't seem like it's a double jeopardy. It wasn't a not guilty verdict. It was a verdict tossed out. Just clear that up in one sentence. So even though that wasn't the circumstance, this would be a circumstance of double jeopardy. So he can never be tried on this again?
That's correct. He was found not, they threw out the conviction. That means the judge is saying the conviction does not stand. He's not guilty. Yeah. We cannot retry him.
I changed my mind. Megan, it's 2022. You know, my question usually is, are you surprised about this? I guess my question should be, I guess it's not surprising. I guess we still have people out there who think women shouldn't be at the bus stop in a short skirt. They're asking for it.
Right. I mean, these are very common attitudes to encounter, but I think what makes this so very different is that the judge in this case said aloud on the record in the courtroom, essentially every victim's worst fears is that they're not going to be believed, they will be blamed, that somehow the narrative will shift the responsibility onto them and away from the perpetrator. And that's exactly what happened in this case. And, you know, you mentioned earlier people talking about bad choices and the judge mentioning bad choices were made. Well, the penalty for bad choices, take underage drinking, for example, it's generally, if you're convicted of that, you might get a fine and maybe some community service. The penalty for underage drinking is not sexual assault.
I think that's a really good point to make. It is not. You're right. And the penalty for swimming with a whole bunch of your friends in your underwear is without question not sexual assault. That's one of the things, Stacy. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, what's very interesting is when you heard what he had to say, he took all of that into, that's almost how he made his decision. He was almost saying, you asked for it. And we have tried to get away from that for so long. In Florida, there is an evidence rule that says you cannot talk about what the victim was wearing that night for that certain reason. We had a case in our county where the defense harbored on the fact that the victim was not wearing any underwear that night. That became the focus of the trial. And what happened was later on, the court came down and said, that's it. You cannot blame the victim based on her clothing. And when you see what he said, that's exactly what he was doing.
It's extraordinary. Like I said, it's extraordinary to hear those words in 2022. Megan Deuster House and Stacy Honowitz, thank you both. Do appreciate your expertise tonight.
Thank you.
You know, whether it is a cause and effect or coincidence, carjackings have surged in cities and suburbs right across the country, right alongside COVID. Minneapolis, for instance, has had about 100 carjackings in 2019. But in 2020, there were 400. And then 2021, 500. And 2022 ain't getting off to a great start either. But tonight, we are happy to report that one of them did not happen in a Minneapolis suburb of Edina. There on Wednesday afternoon, a woman pulled up to the Kiddie Academy. I think you should be safe at that daycare, right? She was there to pick up her child, but before she could get into the door, two men intervened, demanded her car keys. There was a struggle, which caught the attention of the big man who runs the Kiddie Academy. His name is Robert Blanton, seen here with his family at one of Minnesota's 10,000 lakes. And Blanton is kind of a big deal in the Twin Cities because of his former career as a standout safety for the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys. You see, for much of his adult life, Robert Blanton's #1 job, at which he excelled, was bringing down very large, very fast, very heavy, very skilled NFL opponents. So when he saw one of his mothers thrown to the ground by a couple of punks who wanted her car and clearly wanted to rough her up in the process. It wasn't just no, it was hell no. That is Robert Blanton tearing out the front door of the daycare center. And what happened next isn't on video. So he's just going to have to tell us himself live, which he is going to do with me on the other side of this break. Welcome back. Robert Blanton might have thought his tackling days were over when he retired from the NFL and started a brand new life as the owner-operator of the Kiddie Academy, a daycare center in Edina, Minnesota. But no. This week, Blanton sprang into action entirely unexpectedly when the mother of one of his young charges was attacked by two would-be carjackers outside the front doors of the daycare. He stopped the attack, and thank God everybody's safe. And Robert Blanton is live with me now to tell me all about it. First of all, hero, how does that sound?
Oh, no hero. The mom's a real hero for, standing up and fighting back and kind of, giving me an opportunity to get out there and give her some help.
Look at you. I saw you running as fast as you did when you were on the field. I want to know kind of how you saw what was going on outside that front door from the side door that you came tearing through when you went out the front doors to stop the attack. How did you see everything happening?
Luckily my daughter wasn't feeling well that day, so I'm walking her into the office, and there's a few big windows there. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy tackling our mom onto the pavement and forcefully, attacking her, trying to steal her purse. And I immediately took off to, make sure she was safe and go get the guy off of her and kind of help
So
her
we
out.
can see him in through the doors. It's really hard. You came flying out through the door on the right, and we could see the woman on the ground. But that's where our view stops. So tell us what you saw when you got out there and what happened.
Yeah, pretty traumatic experience. But as soon as I got out there, the guy got off, chased him around a car. We played cat and mouse kind of for a minute. And at the time, I didn't know there was a getaway driver and a second person. And that's when he jumped into the car, tried to get him out. And driver backs up, tries to run me over. And then I thought he was going to ram the car that I ducked behind for him to, so he couldn't run me over. And eventually he took off, thank God, and no one was hurt and everyone was safe. So we're pretty fortunate.
I would say so. So here's the thing: you're a big, strong guy, and you for a living could take down these tough opponents. But on the football field, they didn't, have shanks or weapons or knives or guns or anything like that. Were you thinking about that at all, or did it dawn on you later? Hey, I'm not used to going up against guys who might be armed.
Yeah, in the moment, I just wanted to protect our family member. It's you talk about our most vulnerable population. It's going to be parents with children. Outside of our elderly, it's going to be parents with children. So coming to our preschool and attempting to rob and attacking a mom, my initial instinct was just like, hey, I have to get out there and help our mom, protect our parents here, and protect the people in our community. A little later, I stepped back and I was like, I'm not sure who's luckier, if I'm lucky or if they were lucky. So, thankfully no one was hurt and we're all safe. So that's, I think.
So glad. I've seen you and your wife, by the way, under I say it must be the grand opening of maybe the Kiddie Academy, because you're hugging and there's all these lovely pictures. And all I keep thinking of is, how does a big, strong football player decide to open a place called the Kiddie Academy and get into the daycare business?
Well, I've always had a love and passion for working with our youth and working with kids, and needed something to do after I was done. So I bought into the franchise Kiddie Academy. So we have Kiddie Academy of Edina. And, it's really a great place. And, we love spending time with the kids and helping them grow and kind of start their life out.
And we're very, very safe if we drive up to your front door. Robert Blanton, yes. I liked you before. I adore you now. Thank you so much for doing what you did, and thanks for coming on tonight.
No, you're too kind. I appreciate the time.
Okay, you stay safe out there, okay?
You too.
Ah, what a guy. How about that? Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.